With Stephen Cloobeck, Democratic candidate for the governor's office of the state of California. Diamond Resorts was the company that he ran there, and former undercover boss. That's got to be. By the way, I want to get into the tariff back and forth, but not only that, you went on it a bunch of times, right? Which was which is kind
more than anyone else.
Right? Why? What was that? What did that teach you?
You know, I learned a lot. You know, being in the hospitality business. I've done a lot of things in my career. Everyone's a consumer, but you really don't understand your team until you feel what's going on. Because when you're the chairman, founder, CEO of a company, you don't really get the real understanding what's happening in the weeds. And you get to experience what's happening, and it gives you a whole new lease on how you would run a business, fix a business, make it better. Understand that it's not just your customer that you're dealing with. Your team is your customer too.
I feel like it's analogous a little bit to, I mean, this is maybe not the same, but, and it's interesting to apply it to like the times we live in now with all the tariffs and everything and people trying to understand what, how people are pricing things. I was saying, I feel like for what I do, like we sit here at a chair at a studio talking, but most of us, me included, we spent years as reporters out of the field, so you kind of understand it. But when you're here, it's not the same. But same thing, right, for CEOs or for politicians, presidents, governors, you're trying to figure out what's really going on in the world right now and how people are going to deal with all of this. So what would you say about that? And then what would you say about the trade war? Your take on it.
You are right on point. And by the way, you have customers too. We're all in the consumer business.
Yeah.
So, you know, one-on-one, and if you understand also, I helped create Brand USA, the tourism department of the United States of America. It's still in existence because after 9/11, we lost a decade of travel and tourism, and travel and tourism is an export to the United States.
What's happening to our brand now?
We dropped the bomb in the bar. What happens when we forget about our best friends, our allies? Okay, we can have acquaintances, we can have allies. How can we even hurt our allies? So we never want to touch top line growth. We never want to hurt the consumer with passed down tariffs. It's a lose-lose. It's a death spiral. That's why you've spoken about consumer confidence.
Yeah.
We've not only killed the consumer, okay, so we've stopped sales, okay, because the consumer is not going to be able to afford it. Companies are going to hurt on the top line.
That could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You know, like
it's a self-fulfilling.
Yeah, because people are worried about the future, and then next thing you know, they stop spending, and now, you know, whatever happens, it's bad.
So if we get these great worldwide economies, and I believe in free trade, why don't we sit down with our partners and say, look, we've got a little trade imbalance here. Let's see if we can find another way of working it out, equalizing it, where we keep top line revenues growing, we keep the consumer happy, because right now we're in a situation where things are not affordable, livable, nor workable. We're in that situation. We just dropped a bomb in the bar.
Well, we were talking about you running for governor of California, and that is, you know, a lot of people are running. It's a crowded field. That's a political question. But in terms of our economic conversation that we're having right now, affordability's got to be at the top of the list, right? So California has its own issues. So you got to tackle affordability, but you do it in this environment where costs might be going up because of tariffs. So as you know, and I think the current governor's talked about this a little bit, California, if it was separate from the state, you know, the United States would be like the 5th largest economy in the world. So how do you deal with it? And is it different in California, you know, than other states?
That's a very good question. We're not only the 5th largest economy in the world, we need to start acting like the 5th largest economy in the world and be on offense. We also provide close to 90% of most of the ag in the United States when it comes to trees, fruits, other things like that. Travel and tourism, entertainment. We have a lot of exports in the state of California. And, you know, we are, in California, we're about 13–14% of the United States GDP.
Right. But it's really expensive for people to live there. I mean, second highest transportation. What does it say here? Housing's twice the national average, a home price. So that's the issue. That's all like pre-trade war, pre-tariffs. So what do you do?
Start acting like the 5th largest country in the world. Address affordability.
How?
Address livability. Address workability. Oh, I have solutions. I think I'm one of the only candidates because I fixed the most broken of businesses in my career. And California is a broken state.
Give me one big thing. I hate to say the TV that, you know how TV is, where we have only a certain amount of time. So give me one big thing that would make a big difference.
Entertainment tax credit. I'll give you that one because I've got 4 more that I can give you another time. But the entertainment tax credit, if you compared California's GDP to all of our competitors that are giving away tax credits for entertainment, okay? Georgia, New York, Canada, New Jersey, Australia, Hungary, okay? And if you did a comparison, we wouldn't have a $330 million tax credit compared to Georgia's $1.3 billion. We could have a $2 billion tax credit and make it simple and easy and solidify our greatest export, one of them, travel, that's entertainment. I do the same thing in travel and tourism.
Okay.
That's a $50 billion business.
Interesting. So I'll tell you what, if you come back, we'll continue. It was a good conversation about the economy. You know a lot about it as running companies. If you come back, we'll see what the other 3 are. It's like a long-term tease, okay? So thanks for coming on tonight, though.
All right, be well. Thank you for having me.
You too. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.